Okay, we start early, a little bit earlier than normal because from 9 o'clock another session starts and some of us want to join that. So how did the homework go? The exercises?
Oh man.
Did it work out a little bit? Anybody? How were the exercises?
Kijk.
Als ik huiswerk probeer te lezen, dan is het net alsof ik in de eerste klas lagere school zit.
Herkenbaar.
Ja.
Ja.
Yeah, that's true. It's very, very good to do that. I have this book for you, Georgine. Shall I send it in the post?
Nee. Ida en Barend brengen het wel.
Oké.
Je neemt het mee, ja.
Mag ik wat vragen?
Ja?
Hallo.
Hallo Ankie.
Ik miste wat antwoorden op... jij hebt zo'n map waar je de antwoorden in hebt staan. Van les 3. En daar miste ik een deel van.
Oké.
Even kijken hoor.
Volgens mij zijn het
Les 2.
Oh, het was slechts 5.
Hoofdstuk 2.
Wat was het nou? Oh.
Zijn we al zover aan het met les 3?
Ja, dat waren we wel. Ja, maar hij heeft het er allemaal al in staan, in die mappen. Dat is oefening 3.7 en dan B. En daar mis ik er wat van.
Ik ga mijn vlekken, maar ik heb zoiets van.
Okay, the question is, in the exercise, let's have a look, can I share that?
Zal ik het even wegbrengen?
This one, can you see this?
Ja.
Ja?
This is the document.
Ja? Hier, onder... was dat nou onder B? Even kijken.
Dan moet je het zelf eigenlijk openen, Ankie. De Dropbox.
Ja.
En je kan het bij hem zien, maar... Hem ziet het er anders uit.
Bij A, daar heb je 1 en 2 staan, maar er zijn er nog meer.
Okay, I don't know.
Daar heb je ook nog 3, 4 en 5.
Well, this is what I got.
Oké, maar waar haal jij dat vandaan dan, die antwoorden?
From internet.
Op internet kun je dat vinden.
Yeah.
Oh.
I have found all the answers on the internet, this one. Like homework keys introducing biblical Hebrew, and then you get a PDF file.
Maar dit is hoofdstuk 3, toch?
Yeah, this is chapter 3.
Okay.
Ja, we zijn met hoofdstuk 2 bezig.
We are not with chapter 3, yes.
Precies.
Dus vandaar dat je wat mist.
Nee, maar we hebben ook al wat van de Shabbat gedaan en dat komt eigenlijk pas in hoofdstuk 3.
Ja.
Toch?
Maar wij zijn bij hoofdstuk.
Ja. Snapte dat alweer niet?
Ankie, hoor. Dat is Ankie, ik ben er niet schuldig aan.
Oh.
Voorlopen.
Okay.
Je bent samen één, dus jij bent net zo schuldig.
En dan heb ik nog een vraagje, Ronald.
Yes.
Want wij hebben dat mooie bruine boek nu ook, deze. Maar waar kan ik daar ook de antwoorden ook op internet vinden?
Staan ook in de Dropbox.
Ja, in Dropbox.
In Dropbox. Daar staan ook van dit boek de antwoorden.
Yes, you go to this folder.
Ja.
You see them? Here are all the answers.
Oh, cool.
Ja, maar je moet het zelf bij jezelf kijken.
Ja. Oké.
You see, in this folder, Exercise sizes Hebrew letters.
Anders dus.
Ja?
The answers are blowing in the wind. The answers are blowing. Oké, sorry.
Montaigne, je bent bijna
Ik
perfect.
ga even zoeken.
So here are the answers to those questions. I'm gonna mute some guys because everybody is talking now.
Everybody's talking. I can hear a bird is saying.
Waarom zeg the end?
Hoppata. All muted. Hallelujah. Okay, we now continue with the lesson about syllables. We already had some exercises with syllables, but it's very important to understand the syllables. So we go to the video recording of Mr. Charles, and I got it already ready. And number 24, syllables part 1. And I don't know if I missed something. Optimize with computer sound. Yeah. So this is syllables part 1, and it's and after this session we will this video we will have time for questions or answers and then some explanations to do. Okay, let's go.
Syllables, Part 1. In Hebrew, we have two types of syllables. The first is called an open syllable, and it consists of a consonant and a vowel. An example of that would be the Hebrew word mi, which means who. So here we have the consonant mem, and our hidik yud is our vowel. One consonant, one vowel. And this is called an open syllable. The other type is a closed syllable, and it consists of a consonant, a vowel, and then a consonant which closes the syllable. An example of that is bain, which means sun, as in a person's sun, not the sun in the sky. So here we have beit as our first consonant, tzere is the vowel, and then nun as our final consonant. Consonant, vowel, consonant. And this is referred to as a closed syllable. Now, given that these are the only two types of syllables that exist in Hebrew, we can make some observations. First of all, they both start with a consonant. So all syllables in Hebrew start with a consonant. Secondly, they start with a single consonant, not a double consonant. So syllables in Hebrew can only start with a single consonant. Thirdly, they both have a vowel. And fourthly, similar to the first thing there, they both have only one vowel. So that's what's similar about them. They both start with a single consonant and they both have a single vowel. What's different, of course, is that the closed one ends with a consonant and the first one doesn't. Now, based on this, we can make a rule which just restates the observation that I made. And it's this. Syllables in Hebrew begin with a consonant and have only one vowel. Now, there's two exceptions to this. I'll tell you them right now so that you know, and you won't be surprised about them. This first point here, that they must begin with a consonant, is violated by the conjunction, which is the Hebrew word for and or but. And what it is a v attached to a word. That's how they do it in Hebrew. So v something means and this or but this. There are some cases where the v becomes u, as in Ushmuel, for instance, and Samuel. So Samuel would be written right here, you have u. In this case, this is a vowel, and so your word, and therefore your first syllable, is starting with a vowel. This is the only case, however, that you have a word or a syllable starting with a vowel. So it's the only violation of this. So this is a very solid rule, aside from this case. The second condition here that they can only have or must have only one vowel is violated by something called the furtive patach. And we'll deal with this very shortly in another module coming up. Basically what it is it's a condition with a guttural where a patach shows up in addition to the vowel that's already there, which gives you two vowels. But this is the only case where you have a violation of this rule. So here's our little rule. It's important. Many things will build on it, so know it, and it'll hold true except for these two cases. Now let's make another observation. We have in Hebrew, like I said, CV and CVC. Those are the only two types of syllables. So when we put these together in words, say we have CV, CV together. Let's put a CVC here, CVC, and then a CV. You never have a word this long in Hebrew, but just stringing them together, we notice from this, as to see, that you can never have two vowels together when you combine syllables. There's always consonants between it. So what this means is that there are no double vowels in Hebrew, except for this furtive patach that I mentioned before. No double vowels. Okay, first observation. The second observation is that you can have double consonants. See, here we have, this is a closed syllable, right? CVC, another one, CVC. So two closed syllables together will produce a double consonant. A closed syllable followed by open syllable produces a double consonant. So double consonants are permitted. Oops, double consonants. So this is, and this isn't. Two observations. In fact, double consonants will prove to be important in Hebrew. We'll talk about that later, but it's an important feature. No double vowels, no initial vowels in words. Words can't start with a vowel in Hebrew, but we do get double consonants. Let's take a look at an example. We'll look at the Hebrew word Adam, which means Adam or man. Adam. So, how many syllables do we have, and what are they? The first observation is that we have two vowels. They're both comments. Right? Now, our rule that we have only one vowel per syllable means two vowels implies we have to have two syllables. And in fact, we do. Now, how are we going to divide up our two syllables? We could have consonant. Aleph here is a consonant. Consonant, vowel, consonant, divided here. But if we do that, then our next consonant starts with a vowel. Vowel, consonant. And that's not an option. VC is not a valid syllable in Hebrew. Only CV and CVC. So that's not valid. So we can't do it there. Let me get rid of our wrong syllable division. We have to do it there. So that gives us an open syllable, Aleph, comet, CV, followed by a closed syllable, Dalet, comet, Mem, CVC. So that's how we would divide this up. Two syllables, open, and then closed. But what we want to remember here is our rule. Syllables in Hebrew begin with a consonant and have only one vowel. That'll carry you a long ways.
Okay. Any questions for this part? If you have a question, unmute yourself so that you can ask the question. Is it all clear? Where's my... Uh-oh. Oh, yeah. No questions. Wow. Let's get this up. Make it black. Ah, that's too thin. Sorry. This is consonant. In Dutch klinker. Medeklinker, sorry. Medeklinker. And this is a vowel. So that's a klinker. Two types. Open and closed. The important thing is that every Hebrew word starts with a consonant. Even if it starts with the vav and this exception, you could say that this vav is also a consonant. It's because of these symbols, it's a vowel, but you see it's a mater. It's not just a simple letter, not just a simple point. It's completely, there's always a mater connected. So it's interesting to see that in Genesis 1, Genesis 1 to Genesis 2, verse 4, every verse except the first one starts with a vowel. With a vav. So every verse in the first chapter of Hebrews starts with a vav. Vayomer, Vayikra, etc. So all these words are there. So this is quite simple. You have medeklinker, klinker, of medeklinker, klinker, medeklinker. Consonant, vowel, consonant, open and closed. And every word in Hebrew has to follow this rule. If you have very small words, like kol, sorry. This is kol. This is not an A sound, but it's the other one. Small words follow this principle. Consonant, vowel, consonant. Ben and uben. And uben. These are two words. And they are all, these are two syllables, and this is one syllable. U, ben. So in the exercises you do, in all the exercises you do, you need to find the syllable marker. Where in the text do you put the syllable marker? Because it's in the beginning you have to learn it literally. Oh, this is so you learn how to separate the syllables inside a word, and if you do that, then you get a better understanding later on why syllables are stressed, or why vowels change, and why they are accented or not, etc., etc. All these rules depend on the understanding of the syllables in Hebrew. Let me give another example. A word that we all know. This is this word, we already know that. This is the word Elohim. And if we do our syllable markers, then we know that this is syllable marker. This is an open syllable because the aleph is a consonant and this syllable, this vowel is a short vowel, so it's an open syllable. Then we have here the second one, an open syllable, lo, and the last one is closed. So we get el, oh sorry, go back, lo, him. And all these rules that later on, they're very simple, but if we go, for instance, let's go wipe this out. And this one. And make a different color. And say, let's say that the change of, oh. Now, come up. There we go. That the syllable marker would be like here. Then we would have in blue an open syllable. This is a consonant. This is the vowel. Then we have a consonant, a vowel, and another consonant, the hey. And then the next syllable would start not with a yud, but with a chirek yud. So it would start with an I. And that is not correct, because a Hebrew word or syllable doesn't start with a vowel. So you know, because the yud is connected to the dot, and because there is in this word no other vowel, this is the vowel in the last part over here. This is the vowel, him. So you know that this yud is a vowel because it's connected to this dot. If it was not connected, if it was not connected, then this last part of the word would start with a vowel, and that's not possible. So Elohim are 3 syllables, and the correct division is not after the hey, but is here in front of the hey. Here is the correct division. So we get here consonant, vowel, consonant. And that is how you can understand in these letters where the consonants and where the vowels are and how the syllables are made up. So let's go to an example in Bible Hub. You see here the word Elohim, and I can annotate, put my marker in it. Oh, it's always at the bottom. I want it here. Yeah, that's okay. You see here the word Elohim, and you see these little dots over here. You see? Elohim. And you see exactly the same as I did. The vowel mark, the syllable markers are here, here, and here. So there are 3 syllables. Elohim. Here we have the word and the heavens. So the word for heavens is shamayim, and here you see this word starting with a vav, ve shamayim, and the heavens, because this word ve means and. It's in Dutch it's a voegwoord, but it's connected to the noun. So we see ve sha ma yim. So when we would do vowel syllable separation, you get it ve sha ma yim. In this case, you see that the the Gierek is positioned below the Yod. And in Elohim, it is below the Hey. So you know here that the Yud in this word is not a vowel, but a consonant, because the Yud is below it and not under the previous letter. And that is why you know that this is a separate consonant. So you get here CV, 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 C. Sorry, over here, that's better. And in this case from Elohim, we already had that, it's CV, CV, CVC. It helps you to see where the dots are, because the dots are the syllable markers over here. There are some exceptions in Bible Hub, but again here this word, behabarim, behibaream, behibaream. If we do the vowel separation, make the line a little bit thinner. Oh, you can't see that, sorry. Make it red. Be, hi, ba, re, am. And when you would when this was not there, when you wouldn't see it, you had to find out if a consonant and a vowel are in the correct order. So you have to try it at first. You try, okay, let's start with the consonant that is correct. A consonant, the shva, is it now a vowel or is it something else? But we know, we learned that that's a vowel. The next one is a hey. So if it would be CVC, then the next letter would be a vowel. And that would not be true. So it must be CV, CV. Hey, Gierek. Then you get the bait with the kamets over here and the resh over here. And if you follow all these syllable rules that we continue in this lesson, you will find out that, let's wipe this out. So that you will, that's the exercises are for, you separate all these syllables at the right point, and then you will know if you have to pronounce these little dots or not. They are dependent on your syllable separation. So last example, here we have and the heavens, v'shamayim, and these are the heavens, hashamayim. So again, vowel separation, ha. And we need part of this shin because it's a double shin. And I don't know how to do that with my marker, but there are actually two shins, but they're put in together. So you get ha, sha, ma, yim. And then you can see it. This is CVC. It's consonant, vowel, consonant. So this is CVC. You separate it. Then you get sha, the shin and the kamets, CV. Then you get the next one, the mem and the patach, also CV. And this is again CVC, Yud, Gierek, Mem. By vowel separations, you start to understand how to pronounce a word and how to distinguish between long and short vowels. Any questions on this part? Anybody can raise your hand if you have a question.
Ronald?
Ja.
Die double dat bij die mem, bij dat voorbeeld wat je noemt. Dat is het einde van de vers.
Welke woord was dat?
Elohim.
Oh, het laatste vers. Ja, dat was the double dot. I will share again. Then you can see, I think, what you mean. Let's have a look. You mean this double dot over here?
Die twee, ja.
This one. That is the marker of the end of a verse. These dots. You see them at the end of every verse. Go to the next verse. How do I get down? You see them again over here. You see? At the end of a verse, you get these double points, and you know it's the end of the verse. There are not.
Vers zegt, niet eind van de regel?
No, end of the verse. Not the end of a line. Again here. Here again. And what I would like to show you is Genesis 1, for instance. Click for chapter. You see from verse 2, every time a word, the first syllable, the first letter of the word is always a vav. You see, verse 3, Vayomer, Vayar, Vayavdel, Vayikra, Vayomer, and here, Vayikra, and called. So you see it over here, Vayomer. It continues through all the, you can look it up later. Where's verse 10? Where are we? 20. Verse 20, Vayomer, and it continues all the way down to, where are we? Verse 31, Vayar, and then we go to the next chapter. Thus was finished, Vechulu, again a vav, Vechal, and ended. Oh. Vebarach, and blessed. And here we see a new verse, the first verse, and it starts with the Aleph. And it's a great distinction because this is what they sometimes call the second creation story. So all the verses from verse 1 until Genesis 2:4 are connected with a vav at the beginning of the verse. And the vav is a connector, so that means that you could see all these verses as one part together. You can see now Behabarim, when they were created. It's these, when you know how these Bible Hub functions, you can see the syllable separations by the dots that are in there. There are some exceptions, and that has to do with how they write the vav tol dot. The vowel separations is over here and not here. But that is most of the times Behibaraim. That is what we talked about, Beyom. So you know that again with the vav there is something strange going on because it should be one word. Yom should be one. So I don't know why they do that, but that's the only case, the only exception. Like here, V'chol. You see it over here. V'chol, 2 syllables. Si'ah. Oh, sorry. 2 syllables. Hasadeh, 3 syllables. Terem, 2 syllables. So the syllable separation is important because it has great influence on the length of a vowel and the change of a vowel. Oh, something has happened in the chat. Dubbel shin komt omdat vroeger de nun is dubbel shin geworden. Okay. Let's go to the second video from syllables, part 2. Oh, I forgot to stop to put on the sound. No, that one. This one optimized for sound.
Syllables, part 2. In part 1, we saw that syllables can be open or closed. In addition to being open or closed, syllables can be accented, which means they're stressed, they're emphasized, accented or unaccented. Now in Hebrew, it's the last syllable in a word that is accented. That's the default behavior. So a word like we had before, the example word I used, Adam, it's the last syllable, Dam, that is accented. And so it's not marked. There's no need to mark that. In a word like Eretz, which means land or earth, the first syllable is accented. So anything other than the last syllable needs to be marked. And in Hebrew it's marked like this, with that little symbol. In transliteration, if I just transliterate this word, Eretz, the accented or stressed syllable is marked with a rising accent and acute accent. So in Hebrew it's marked like this, and transliteration is marked like this. Now, the fact that syllables can be both open or closed, and accented or unaccented, has an effect on the type of vowel that can be in the syllable. So let's demonstrate this. Let's start by putting down what the various possibilities are. We have an open syllable, unaccented. We have an open syllable, accented. We have a closed syllable, CVC, unaccented. And we have a closed syllable, CVC, accented. Now what we observe in Hebrew is that, oops, shouldn't have done that, is that an open unaccented syllable has a long vowel. Long, a long vowel. This vowel here will be long. Conversely, a closed unaccented syllable will have a short vowel. And these are pretty firm rules. You can depend on those. What we see here is opposite behavior. This is, and I think what's going on here is something what I call conservation of time. It's almost like syllables are meant to be, unaccented syllables are meant to be said with the same amount of time. There's an equal amount of time allocated to each syllable, unless it's stressed. When you stress a syllable, you slow down in your speech, you give it more time, that emphasizes it. But if it's not stressed, you kind of want to keep them all the same. In order to do that, a syllable that's already long because it has 3 pieces to it will have a short vowel, and a syllable that is shorter because it only has 2 pieces will have a long vowel. That'll tend to equalize them. That's not something I read in a book, that's just my own idea, but it seems to kind of hold true. Now let's see what happens when you stress. Let's start over here. If you stress this, if you stress a closed syllable, it could take a short vowel. You do see examples with short vowels. But if you stress it, you give it more time, and it gives it enough time that you can sometimes have a long vowel. So that kind of makes sense. You give it more time, you can have a longer vowel in there, but don't have to. You can also keep the shorter vowel. When you stress an open syllable, you generally have a long vowel, sometimes you'll get a short vowel. Now this is a little counterintuitive perhaps. Why would you have a shorter vowel? I'm not sure why. But you do. These are the two solid ones here. Open syllables have long vowels, and short syllables, closed syllables have short vowels. Let's take a look at a couple of examples. Me, which is, we'll do it over here, one of the words I gave you before, meaning who. This is open, consonant vowel. It's also stressed. It's stressed by definition because there's only one syllable here. And stressed vowels can be either long or short, usually long. In this case, it's long. Bane, the other one I gave you. Sun, this is closed, CVC. And it is stressed. It's stressed again because it's only one syllable. And the last syllable, and there's only one there, is stressed. And it is long. Now, stressed syllables, again, can go either way. So if the vowel is stressed, you don't, or if the syllable, is stressed, you don't necessarily know what type of vowel is in there. Let's take a look at what happens with unstressed ones. Those are the ones where you can say a little more. So here, Adam, we have two syllables. Which one is stressed? Remember, it's this one. This one is stressed because it's the last syllable, and by default, unless it's marked otherwise, this will be stressed. So this is unstressed. Open, unstressed. So we have CV. This one was CV like this, right? This is CV, and we know that open, unstressed has to have a long vowel, make it a little longer, make the whole syllable a little longer, and in fact we do. Here's our long vowel. It's not a patach there, it's a kametz. Kametz is a long tone vowel. This one is stressed, and we have a long vowel there. Again, stress can go either way, stressed closed syllables, but the fact that stress permits it to have a long vowel. If this was not stressed, you could not have a long vowel here. Let's look at Eretz, the one that I had transliterated for you earlier. This word, meaning land or earth, has the stress here. So, the thing I want to look at here in particular is the second syllable, because this is stressed, this is now unstressed. This syllable here was CV stressed. This one here is CVC unstressed. And if you think back to our rule, it's the unstressed syllables that we can say more about. And unstressed means it has to be short. Unstressed closed syllables have to have a short vowel. And in fact, here it is. E is a short vowel. You could not have a here, because you cannot have a long vowel in a closed, unstressed syllable. Now this is all clear as mud. Let's go to our rule. If you memorize this rule, you have this whole thing down. If a syllable is closed and unaccented, then it must have a short vowel. Closed, CVC, no accent, it must have a short vowel. If you know this one, then you know the converse is true. If it's open and unstressed, it must have a long vowel. And those are your two main syllables that you can say something about. The stressed ones can go either way. So you memorize this piece right here, which is what this rule in blue is showing you, then you pretty much have this. And this will be important shortly in telling the difference between a kametz and a kametz hatuf. But we'll deal with that separately. Let's see. Let's look at one other thing. Let's look at the word bayit. Bayit. Bayit means house. And the stress is here, so we mark it bayit. Now, how do we know when we have letters like yud and vav and hey? Remember, they can be yud and vav and hey. They can be maters or they can be consonants. Mater meaning it's used as a vowel. So how do we know whether this is a vowel or a consonant. And it has to do with the syllabification. If we divide this word, if this is a consonant, then we can divide it here. If it is a vowel, then we would be starting our next syllable with a vowel, which can't be. So this guy has to be a consonant. The other rule, or the other way of looking at this, is that any mater that is followed immediately by a vowel has to be a consonant. So the fact that the yud is followed by a vowel, in this case a hidik, means this has to be a consonant. If this were followed by another consonant, then this could be the end of a closed syllable. So it's your rules of syllables that will help you determine whether a particular mater is in fact a mater or a consonant, whether yud, a vav, or he should be interpreted as a consonant or a vowel. You'll develop a sense for this as you work through Hebrew and start pronouncing it in particular. It'll be fairly intuitive.
Hoorah! Okay. Any questions here? Let's do some exercises. Okay. We do the exercise from the book Introducing Biblical Hebrew, exercise 210. Exercise 210. Let's start there. And let's do number 3. And it starts with, let's have a look, David. When you transliterate it, you get a normal dalet, the D. You have the kametz. The kametz is transliterated as an A with a line on top of it. Then we have the vav. And then we have the yud with the chirek. And we have another dalet, but that has no point in it, so it's David. If you want to do syllable separation, the syllable separation should be here. You have consonant vowel, an open syllable, and you have consonant vowel consonant. Oh, sorry, that must be on the other side. Over here, consonant vowel consonant, and this is closed. This one is stressed because it is at the end of a word. The last syllable in a word is stressed, so we don't have the extra marker. And you can see a closed syllable that is stressed. Let's have a look. A closed syllable that is stressed can be long or short. In this type, it is a long vowel. An open syllable that is unstressed is long. And that's true. This is a kametz. So the kametz is long. It's a long A. It's not historically long, but it's long. And in the word vit, vav, chirek, yud, dalet, it's a historically long. This is one vowel, and historically long. So we have consonant vowel, open, consonant vowel consonant. It is stressed. It is the last syllable of the word. So it can be long or short. And in this case, we see that is historically long. Go to the next word of the exercise. I need some light here. That is better. Am I in red? Yes. V. So what we first do, we do our syllable markers. Try to find out where are the syllables in this word. When you pronounce it, it says Bihoshaphat. This is a consonant, this one. This is a consonant. But is this Yud a vowel or a consonant? Anybody?
Vowel.
A vowel, correct.
Vowel, yeah.
So consonant, vowel. But is it a closed or open? If it would be closed and the syllable separation would be here, then you would have CVC, a closed syllable, unaccented, and a closed syllable unaccented should have a short vowel. And we see here that the Giric Yud is a long vowel, so it can't be over here. There's a second reason why it cannot be CVC, because the next syllable starts with the letter O, because it's a Golem Vav. It's not a Vav, it's a Golem Vav. So then it would start with a vowel, VC. So thereby we know, and then we do erase the whole lot. Apata. Therefore we know that the syllable separation must be here.
Ik heb alleen de VAF weggehaald.
Oh dear. Sorry, Vav. So when you do this exercise, you start to, it's like learning how to walk, but you learn it. This, oh, wrong color. This is an open syllable. Then we know, hey, Giric, of Golem, Golem Vav, and Vi, Ho, Sha, Vat. Again, the rule applies. This is the separation line. So we get CV, CV, CVC. This is stressed. And we know when it's stressed, it can either be long or short. So these all are open. This is closed. And it is stressed. And it has a long vowel. And when you transliterate that, you get the Vav. You get a historically long Giric Yud, syllable separation, the He, Golem Vav, syllable separation, Shin, Patach, Kamet, sorry, syllable separation, the P with a line under it, it's the F sound, Vi, Ho, Sha, Vat. So we have 4 syllables. In general, you could say when you have 4 vowels, then you have 4 syllables. Here we have 2 vowels, the A and the I, so we have 2 syllables. Here we have 4 vowels, so we have 4 syllables. Now we do the next word. An easy one, I hope. Lamed. Kamets, Ayin, Gierek, Yud, Resh. Okay, let's do syllable separation. Consonant, vowel, consonant. If we would say CVC here, then the vowel separation would be like this, and the next syllable would start with a vowel, because you can see that the Yud and the Gierek are connected. So it can't be CVC. So it must be over here. Consonant, vowel, and here we have consonant, vowel, consonant. This is open, this is closed. It is stressed, so it can either be long or short. And you know, this is a Gierek Yud, this is the vowel, so it's a long vowel. And an open syllable, unstressed, is also long. So when we transliterate it, we get Lamed, Kamets, the Ayin, the Gierek Yud, and the Resh. La'ir, La'ir. The accent, or how do you say that in English? It's accent. Klemtoon is not always on the last syllable unless it's marked. So we go now to an example where the last syllable is marked. That's the word kaniti. Kame, the kuf, kamets, nun, the yud, the taf, gierek, yud. And on this syllable, we have the accent, the klemtoon. We go to syllable separation, consonant, vowel, consonant. But that cannot be possible because then the next syllable would start with a vowel. So we know the syllable separation must be here. Consonant, vowel, unstressed. Here we have consonant, vowel. This is an open syllable, but it's stressed. And this is the last syllable, consonant, vowel. From our lesson, we know this is long. Stressed can be long or short, and in this case, it is long. Long has preference. And again, open syllable, unstressed, is always long. 3 open syllables. And when we transcribe that, we get a kuf, the kamets, the nun. Let's put a dot in there. Now we get it interesting. We got the Gierek Yud, and we put the accent mark over there. And this is the taf without a dot, so you get it underlined. And the Gierek Yud, kaniti. Okay, go to the next word. Let's have a look. Ezer. Ayin. And this one is stressed. Zayin with a segol and a resh. Ezer. As you pronounce it, you already get the idea where the syllable separation is. This is a consonant. This is the vowel. So this cannot be part of the first syllable because then the next syllable would start with a vowel. So the syllable separation is over here. You get CV, accented, and CV. Both are open syllables. This one is short. And this one is long. And we learned that an open syllable that is accented can either be long or short. Preference is long, but it can be short. And we see it over here. When we transliterate that, we get the ayin, comma on this way. We have the tsere and the accent mark. We get the dot for the syllable separation. And the word zer, ezer. So it's not ezer, but it's ezer. Another word, moet. Mem. Golem vaf. Ayin. Tsere. Dalet. Going to find out what syllable separation is. Consonant, vowel. If it would be a closed syllable, then this ayin would be part of the first syllable and the next syllable would start with a vowel. That cannot be, so the syllable separation must be over here. We have consonant vowel, an open syllable, and again, open syllable. But the last one is stressed. Consonant vowel, open syllable, unstressed, long. And you can see this. This is a long, historically long vowel. This is open but stressed, can be either long or short, and in this case it is long because the tsere is long, and I made a mistake. It's like this. Haha. CVC. I've got it. CVC. Moet. You transliterate it. Mem. You have the golem vaf. We put it like this. Syllable separation. Ayin. Tsere. And the dalet with the underline because it has no dot, no dagesh lene in it. And last one. Chamesh. Let's have a look at syllables. Consonant, vowel, consonant. Then the next syllable would start with a tsere. That cannot be because a syllable can never start with a vowel. So it has to be consonant, vowel, consonant, vowel, consonant. Here is the separation. Consonant, vowel, and open. and a closed, and this one is stressed because it's the last syllable. We can see here consonant vowel, and we know always a long vowel. You can see it over here. The kamets is long. Here we have consonant vowel consonant. It is the last syllable, and the tsere is also long. And how do you translate it? A girek is like this. Kamets. Then we have the syllable separation, the mem, the tsere, and the shin. And because it's the last syllable, no accent sign is required. So in your transliteration, there is also no access sign. I hear a correction from the back of the room. Yeah. Chames. Now let's do the last one for tonight. This is the way you do the exercises. You write over the text. It's always good to not only take the book, but to write the exercise out on paper. And these are really simple words, 1 or 2 syllables. This word is called echat. Go to syllable separation. We have consonant vowel. And this consonant must be part of the second syllable, or else it would start with the vowel, and that is not possible. So it's consonant, vowel, consonant, vowel, consonant, and it's stressed. Syllable separation is over here. And we know this is long. Is that correct? Do I make a mistake or not? Where's the word? I don't know what it is. Okay. Transliteration, the aleph, the sugol, and it's not accented. The kamets and the dalet. Echat. I'm hesitating because the sugol is a short vowel, and we learned that CV on accent, no accent, is always long. So I don't know why here there is a short vowel and it's not accented. Maybe. Oh, sorry. I think that's okay for today, and I hope you have enjoyed this. Let's save this all. Yeah. And next week we continue with the Shua, and you could prepare yourself by watching it. And I hope you have a pleasant evening. Any questions? No questions?
Dankjewel, Ronald.
Then I say goodbye to you. But this, what I did was an example of how to do the exercise in the end. Write them out, put your syllable markers in, and then start to reckon. Is it an open? Is it closed? Is it stressed or unstressed? And then you know if the vowel is connected to the next one or not. So that's the way to do it. Okay, bless you guys. See you next week.